Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Corey. I am a member of the Trails Committee of the Narragansett chapter of the Appalachian Mountain Club. And I am here today to share with you our new mapping system, which was created to help us track the status of our trails, the 18 trails that we maintain, and also for the public to be aware of what our trails are, what's on our trails, and help with like planning activities on our trails. So I'm going to go over the features and how you can use this map, which was made with My Maps through Google. So on the left side is the legend, and each trail has its own separate map. So right now you're looking at the main map that shows all of the trails. So on the top left part, it says, if you have a trail issue to report, click here to submit your report. And that is if you find a trail that has a major issue like a tree blown across the trail or major flooding or something like that, there's a Google form you can fill out to let us know. I'm going to explain how to do that in a separate video. In the next section, it says special notices, and that's just letting you know, like, if a trail might be closed due to, like, beaver dam work, which is actually happening on one of our trails, or if a trail's under construction, or if a section is meant only for hikers and another section is meant as a bike route, things like that. The next part is the most important part, the trail maps. All of our trails are listed here. It does say 22. That's because some of our trails have like branches on them. So it's still the same trail, but there's little extensions off of it. So all of our trails are listed here. And then parking just lets you know where you can park in relation to our trails. And the code at the beginning, the AT in this case, stands for Arcadia Trail. So if you see a code, it just is that trail. So like BHG, Breakheart Trail, TT, Tippecanoe Trail, NT, Narragansett Trail, things like that. VGT, Vin Gormley Trail. And then also, many of our trails have really interesting points of interest. So those are noted on here as well, like views or uh, waterfalls, springs, cemeteries, things like that. And the last section on every map is facilities, like is there a picnic area? Is there a pavilion on that trail? Is there bathrooms on that trail? Things like that. Okay. Now, every single map, you have the option of doing satellite view, which is what you're currently looking at. Or if you don't like satellite view, you can switch over to street map view, and you can toggle between the two however you'd like. Also, because this is on Google Maps, it can be used with your phone. Anytime you're out on the trail with your phone, you can pull this up on your phone, and it will show you where you are on the map with a little blue dot. You can't track yourself on our map, but you can at least find your location and figure out like where does the trail go from here, things like that. Okay. All right. So now let's dig into the really cool features. So for every trail, when you click on it, it'll zoom in on that specific trail. Here, I clicked on the Arcadia Trail. So, and on the left side, you have two links, which I'll talk about in a second, and then the statistics about that trail. How long is that trail? How long will it take you to hike that trail if you're a moderate hiker like me who does like averages 2 miles an hour? What's the elevation gain on this trail? What's the highest point? What's the lowest point elevation wise? Also, the name of the park that it's located in as well is on this page. Now, the two links at the top, the first one is a trail map. It'll show you just that specific trail, in this case, the Arcadia Trail. And it's just like the main map where it'll show you the parking, it'll show you the trail, it'll show you any facilities. In this case, there are bathroom facilities close to the trail. There's a handicap accessible trail that covers a part of our trail. And there's a picnic area near the trail. So when you click on the actual name of the trail here, Again, you'll have the statistics, but it'll also give you a little more information, like if the trail has an adopter. So in this case, Tony takes care of this trail for us. If you don't see an adopter, we'd love you to adopt that trail. Any neighboring trails that cross this one. On this one, we have the north south trail does cross this one, but we don't maintain that trail. The Mount Tom Trail and the Arcadia Crossover Trail do cross this trail, so you can go back to the main map to see those maps. And then there's links here to return you to the main map. There's also the link to jump over to the trail reports map, which was on the last page. So I'm going to jump back here. When I clicked here on Acadia Trail, I have the option to click on the trail reports. So the trail reports just lets you know the current status of the trail, like is their tree blown down, is there flooding, things like that. This is also used by the Trails Committee to let us know, keep track of our bridges. If there's any repairs needed on the bridges or repairs needed on like water bars, which helps get water off our trails. And also sign locations. That's what the little pins are for, is where we are going to be placing signs or where there currently are signs. And then the ones with bullseyes is where there's a vertical sign, which is typically going to be at trailheads. Now, a special note on any layer, when you click on the parking, it'll give you the option to click on a Google Map link, which you then can use to get directions to that location. So here, this is right near Roaring Brook Pond. So you can go ahead and click directions and get directions right to that location. So hike leaders can now use this as a way to help direct people to where to meet for hikes. Okay, so let me go back to this one. And then also another layer that's coming is that we will be adding history of the trail so you understand why that trail was created. And anything like, why is it yellow? Or what was a scenic point on this trail? Some historical features of this trail, things like that. That's coming out later. Okay, now in a separate video, I'm going to show how to use the uh, trail reports, how to report issues on the trail using the Google form, or how to use it with the trail reports. Now that I've given you an overview of how these maps can be used, I hope that you find them really useful in either planning a trip or actually being out on the trails. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy our trails.